One more work question, then I want to turn to the other part of your book that fascinated me. Um, at a certain point, you say that you were concerned that Pepsi, at least in its beverage and snack business, was in the sugar, fat, and salt business, and that you just didn't feel comfortable with that. So you begin to buy some different brands. You buy Tropicana, you buy Quaker Oats, which has Gatorade as part of its business. Huge move for Pepsi. So and then you come up with this idea that your company is going to be about performance with purpose.
Mm.
Just describe that transition, trying to think about the company in somewhat different terms from the Michael Jackson beverage of young people to something different.
Mm. So big companies, we are built to last. We have to keep reinventing ourselves for the future because if we don't, we atrophy and we die over time. And the best way to reinvent yourself and future-proof yourself is to look at the mega trends. What are the big trends, 10 years, 15 years out that could be majorly disruptive for us today? And how do we make sure we make the changes so that we are not caught flat footed when these trends come upon us? We did such an exercise, and it became very clear that consumers were shifting their tastes to healthier products, not super healthy products, but healthier products, lower calorie products, products with some nutrients in it. And a lot of upstarts were coming and taking away all of the growth. So if the overall market was growing at 5 to 6%, the upstarts were growing, 30, 40%, and the mainline companies were growing 2 to 3%. To me, that was an existential threat because we were giving up on this big opportunity resulting from the consumer taste shifting. And if we kept this up, pretty soon these upstarts, we would have to buy them at some ridiculous multiple, or they were going to start replacing us as the incumbent company. Now, when you see these trends, not just based on the research you're doing, based on your own eating and drinking habits, the drinking and eating habits of your own employees, who are all consumers, you realize that you have to do something about it. So that was one trend. The second is that when we analyzed our own PepsiCo business, before 10 a.m. in the morning, people did not consume a PepsiCo product. So from the morning, midnight to 10 a.m., no PepsiCo product was consumed. So the breakfast day part was open to us. And most people eat and drink healthily during breakfast. So the first thing we did was bought Tropicana because that was a breakfast beverage that was much loved. Then we bought Quaker Oats, which again was a iconic health and wellness breakfast cereal. And so that now opened up the breakfast day part. And then we started to shift the entire portfolio to say, we're not walking away from Pepsi. We're not walking away from Mountain Dew or Doritos or any of that stuff. Those are awesome products. I'm a consumer myself, but we're going to balance the portfolio. We're going to take these fun for you products, provide the consumer with a whole bunch of better for you products, reduce the salt, fat in our snacks, dial up the zero calorie products and beverages, and then massively dial up the good for you products. Gatorade just for athletes, the Quaker Oats, the Sabra hummus, the Naked Juice, dial those up. And so the portfolio was going to be, fun for you, better for you, good for you. And we were going to nudge consumers by putting the better for you products at eye level so that we can slowly transition customers from the fun for you portfolio to the better for you portfolio, but keep them within the PepsiCo family, as opposed to having them go off to young upstarts or other beverages that promised a lot, but in reality, what was in the bottle or can wasn't really what was on the label. But they could get away with it because it was small companies. So this was a significant transformation, but it was done with the intent to future-proof this company in light of the changing consumer trends. And change takes time. So we had to make the investments and execute upon the change program.
It's fascinating. It's almost a social history of America seen through your company, your corporate life. So I